Well, there's Joe down there. New day. Just trying to film some good stuff for you guys. Old colonial house in the front yard. Trying to be careful. Layers of modern stuff. The old stuff is deep. So you got to try to find deep signals between the iron. And I mean, I've dug a few things that are just interesting. Modern quarter. I got a wheat penny from the 40s. Old milk, glass milk jar. Old buckle. I think that's a lady's old sash buckle. Probably late 1800s. Got a really deep faint signal in the hole right here, guys. And best find of the day. Look at that. Colonial shoe buckle, baby. Without the innards. But there's a nice little design on that. So I will be able to date that approximately, probably 1790s, 1780s. Really old place. Just got to go slow. There's probably not going to be a lot of stuff in here to find because of the iron on top of it, but keep poking around here for a little bit. We got another field we're going to hit across the street in a little while. Great find. On to the next. All right, back here again. Dug like a 4 or 5 wheat penny spill right there in an old like 1800s pocket knife. I'm not going to show the house. I only got like a 60 signal, but it was repeatable. And then I got down and I got something old. Joe thinks it may be a Canadian largie, but man, it's green. But he may be right. And you're right, dude. All over it. Yeah, I mean, it's the size of a ½ cent, but which it could be at this place, who knows. But I've dug a few Drake bust ½ cents over the years, but it's a Canadian largie, so I'll take it. If the dates are correct, it's going to be 1889, 1859, and there's one like 1900s one. So Queen Vicky Canadian largie. I'm going to have to get a cleaned up shot for you guys. I can't tell, but that's what it's going to be. Let me come back and get a, you can see Canada right there. One of those late 1800s, early 1900s Canadian largies. Nice, I'll take it. On to the next. All right, moved on from the other house down the road. We're in another field. We hit that field through the woods there, and it was just too high to get the coil in. There's an electric fence over there, and you guys who detect in fields know how that goes. Troublesome. So we got on this lawn here. Used to be an old school here. It's a private residence now. Very nice woman spoke to us, let us detect that. And I've dug like 15 wheat pennies already. Silver though, baby. That's a Mercury dime. Liberty dime. And I haven't looked at all the dates on the Mercs, or on the wheat, so, this could be any date, because this schoolhouse, there was another schoolhouse before this one that dates back into the 1800s, but this is a common date, folks. I think 1944. I'll take it. Silver Mercury or winged Liberty dime. All right, on to the next. I moved into the shade because I'm sweating my butt off out here in the sunshine. I'm starting to lose track on the number of wheat pennies I'm digging. I'm really not filming those. I've just got handfuls. And there's the buckle from earlier, and there's the Mercury dime down in there. Got a 72 signal, which is not as high as what wheats ring out. They're usually Indian signals, and I was correct. That is an Indian, and I think it's probably going to be a late date Indian based off of what we're digging out of here. Joe dug a V nickel and a buff and a Jefferson back to back to back in about 5 minutes a minute ago. So you're talking like early to mid 20th century. But these Indians, they did circulate all the way into the 20th century. My guess is it's a later date one, but I don't know, 1890 something. Not bad. Indian penny. On to the next. All right, folks, I'm back. Lots of coin signals in this field. We probably dug 20 coins out of here all before early part of the 20th century, silvers, and you saw that Merc and some of those wheats I've dug. 86 signal right here. It could have been a modern quarter, but it's a silver quarter. And I was telling Joe, you know, the stuff is old enough. I dug that Indian that it could be a barber.
Yeah.
I think it is, baby. Let's
Or
a standing liberty. You're right.
that's a barber.
Oh, it's a barber, and it's a nice one. Oh, nice.
Jeez,
1895. That's a rarer date, dude. I think 1895 barber quarters, they're not that common. I'll have to look that up. That's sweet. We'll take it, baby. I knew there had to be a barber dime or quarter or something in here. Nice. All right. All right, folks, I'm right back 5 minutes after that barber quarter. I dug some can slaw, and pardon the tractor noise. There's one of the guys who got permission for is pulling into the field. He spread manure over there, but this one is a killer find, and I'm telling you, in all my years, I've never seen this happen. I got a screaming signal. It was like a 75. I've been digging coins all in here, old school grounds, and check this out. It's a double Indian spill with the Indians stuck together back to back, or an Indian and a wheat. I think it's 2 Indians. Look at that. Is that not killer? And the tails are the ones on the outside. Let me see if I can separate these apart. I don't even know if I want to be able to do it here on camera. Let me, they're so stuck together. I may have to use some sort of methods, but that's exactly what that is. Fatties are not that thick and they're more brown. 1 cent, 1 cent, a double Indian spill stuck together. I'll see if I can get some dates on the inside. Maybe they're glowing green. On to the next killer. Well, hi again, folks. BTV Digger here on a late August afternoon, last day of August. Did some property searching, knocked on a few doors. Got a permission that has 3 cellar holes on it. Hit the first 2 right by the road, and the farmer stopped by and said they were lived in until the 1960s. So there are root cellars there, but it was just full of modern trash. I couldn't find anything. But I did find on their map another cellar hole way back in the woods that was only on the 1850s maps, which are sometimes those are good. It's not guaranteeing and they haven't been detected before, but it's about a half-a-mile hike back in here fighting the bugs and everything. And so I just got in here, just kind of poking around at this place, and got a pretty good shallow signal, which is very encouraging. And I've got a nice find right here, folks. Looks like I got myself an early flat button. And big old coat button, probably 1840s. I don't know if that's tomback or not, but it's definitely smooth. It could be, I think it may be tomback. So maybe early 1800s. Really nice find. Got about an hour or 2 to poke around here. Let's see if we can dig out a few more things. If this is such a clean signal right here, it probably hasn't been hit that hard. So hopefully we can find some more stuff. On to the next. Well, as soon as I started getting optimistic, targets are kind of hard to come by at this place. They are here, and it is an old site, so I'm encouraged there's still stuff here, but there's just not a lot. So probably somebody's detected it in the past. I mean, you never know. These people that live way out they didn't have a ton of money, but I got a pretty nice signal here. I thought I had a coin, but I think I've got a beautiful tomback, guys. I do, with the full shank and everything. Look at that. Yeah, and this is old. I mean, this is late 1700s, early 1800s. Beautiful button. Look at that. No design on it, and it rang up really high. Let me see. Yeah, like a 70. But anyway, great find. let's keep on poking around. On to the next. All right, folks, I'm back. Struggling to find good targets. I've yet to find a target that rings high in all directions. Most of these targets are buried in iron, and you're only hitting them from one way. But if I can hit it from one way and it sounds smooth enough and high, then I'm going to go for it. And I think I finally got a coin here, and it's about the size of a quarter, so maybe it's a ½ cent. If it's a modern quarter, then I'm just, you know, it's not my day because I'm in the middle of nowhere. But right there is a round object. Let's see what I've got. It could be a drape bust ½ cent or something like that. See how it's holed with a square nail? Let me give a little wipe on my jeans here. Let me get up on my knees so I can give it a better job. I got kind of loose pants today, so I'm not going to be able to see what that is actually going to be. It's exactly what it is. It's a ½ cent. See, ½ cent right there? I'm going to put a little spit shine on it. I know a lot of people out there goes, don't put water on it, but I mean, these coins are not worth anything. They're more historical value than monetary value. If this was a silver coin, absolutely, I'd be really careful with it. But this is a toasted copper. Not going to be able to get an ID for you in the field here. I mean, you can definitely see ½ cent. I think it's a drape bust ½ cent. Cent there. And I just can't make anything out. It's either a cap bust or a drape bust ½ cent. I'll get back with you. That's a good find, though. On to the next. Okay, folks, BTV Digger here again. Just hitting a new field today. A lot of the fields aren't cut, but I spoke to a nice woman and gave me permission in this field. Early colonial settlement. For some reason, I can't find the original cellar hole back in the woods here, but in the field, the history book said the original settlement was in a field east of the cellar hole. So I walked into the field in literally 5 minutes. I got a great signal, and there's a lot of iron here, and thought it could be a shotgun shell, but a ring up higher, and I've got a really nice find right here, look. Gold gilded flat button, 1820s, 1830s, really nice. So I'm going to stick around here for a while and see what else I can find. Hopefully there's some colonial stuff here because the place was settled in the 1780s. I'll be back with you on my next find if I find something good. On to the next. Okay, well here's an interesting one, guys. I dug about 5 minutes to find this under a rock. Mid-tone, and you know you gotta dig mid-tones at old sites. This is kind of a weird strap thing, but if you look on the back, look, there's like these flower little designs on it. What do you think that could be? I mean, it's very pliable, like a mid-tone, like a 60. I'm just not sure. It's too pliable to be a spoon handle. And it's kind of got an odd attachment shape, but something decorative to something. Maybe a plate to a front plate to like a decorative little box or something. But anyway, thought I'd show you that, an interesting relic, and I'll clean it up and get you a better shot once I get back home. I'm in the field now, so hard to do anything. Nice find, on to the next, whatever it is. Here I am back with you folks. Continue to dig targets. This is a site you probably can come back to several times. I mean, it is a huge field, and I'm not going to show the house that owns this property, but it is colonial all the way. And the town history records don't tell you when he, let me turn my pinpointer off, don't tell you when he finally left this place and moved to the cellar hole in the woods over there. That place was built in the 1850s and lived until about 1910. Something like that. There's a lot of trash in there, but this is the original home site. And still getting square nails. There's got to be some good stuff here. And look at this one. Tomback, baby. It's a 50 signal. So I've already dug 2 shotgun shells here, but you got to dig 50s. Look at the tomback design on that. Late 1700s to about 1810. starburst pattern with a little etching. That's handmade all the way, baby. It's a wonderful find. Pewter, tomback, that kind of material rings up mid-tones, so you just gotta have to dig it all. Take your 3 shotgun shells and then you may get one of these. Awesome. Let's keep poking around. I want to stay here the rest of the day. I had a backup site I was going to go to if I couldn't find this place in the field, but luckily I kind of walked right in. You see that little rise there coming into the field? That's the road that came up to this place, and immediately I started hitting targets, so I knew I was close. So awesome. On to the next. Coming back, folks. I might coil over a really great signal like an 81, and I've dug a couple brass buckles, so they can always be those, but you're always hopeful it could be an old coin. I have dug nothing modern here except for some very old shotgun shells. Everything that's decent, everything that's like a mid to high tone is something good. Pewter spoons, buckles. I got a handful of tombacks. This 81 signal is about 5 inches deep, and I think I've got a coin here. I mean, it could be a button without a shank, but I bet that's an old KG. Let me wipe it off on my pants and just see if we can get some detail in the field for you guys. You know, these old coppers, you never know what they're gonna be. It's thin, so I'm thinking, and it didn't ring over an 80, so I'm thinking it could be like a KG or something, but let's see, yeah, it is. It's a KG3, see that right there? See his head facing to the right there? And if you flip it over on the back, there would be Britannia on the back, but let me just wet it up just a bit, see if you can see it a little bit better. Not sure if I can see it any better now. You saw it there for a second. It's a KG3. There you go. At least I think that's what it is. I don't think the Connecticut's face right. I think they face left. So that's a great find. Colonial copper. On to the next. I knew there were some coins here. Right after a quick lunch break, on to my next find here after that KG. I dug a couple of really old lead buttons. Again, I'm not going to show you all the buttons until the wrap up because there's so many of them. But I thought I'd show you this. I did get another buckle, but a different type, and this is an old style, folks. That is late 1700s all day long. It's like a little knee buckle. See that? With the pin in shape, and the pin is rotten, kind of rotten away because it's made out of iron, but that's a great find. It's a little knee buckle. And it looks pretty plain. It's not ornate or anything. That's exactly what that is. Awesome find. Colonial, late colonial, very early American history all the way, baby. Love it. On to the next. All right, folks. Took a break, got some water, came back. It's about 2:45. I've got about an hour left where I got to take off. The field is huge, and I know there's only probably one home site on here, but I'll probably come back because there's signals just everywhere, and you just got to go slow in the iron patch. Let me cut around for you here. I got a great signal. I got another copper coin. It's probably colonial, so let's see what it looks like. It's very green. All right, and here we are, folks. Right there in the clod. You see that green thing right there? Banging signal, only like 3 inches deep. I mean, it was only like right there. Great thing about colonial, huh? I mean, maybe it's a drape bus large cent. Let me see what it rings up. Drape bus large cents are 383. Let's see what we got on the 18 Pro here. Let's hold on just a minute. I just want to check it before I got it. No, it's a 78, so it's probably KG or something. U.S. large cents ring up higher than that, above 80. 82, 84 is a drape bust, 85, 87 is a matron, and 88 to 89 is usually a braided hair. Sometimes you get a different signal, but that's kind of the general rule, at least for the AT Pro. Kind of is in sequential order here. This could be a slick Rick. I mean, that's a colonial coin all day long, but I do not see anything on it here. Let me just give it a little spit shine here. See if there's any detail left. It's got a lot of nice green patina on it, but I don't mean anything if you can't get any detail off of it. See anything on there? Folks, that's a Slick Rick copper. I'll see if I can get any detail out of it at home, but I don't know what it's going to be. It's probably going to be a KG3. Knowing the age of this site, it's not going to be a drape bust or an American coin because it rings too low. Anyway, nice find. On to the next. Well, folks, this turned out to be one of the better days of the summer. That Slick Rick copper came right in front of my backpack. I ended up bringing it down from up the hill there. I can't show the house. I don't know. Walked 3 paces, got another banging 78 signal. Another copper right there. Look at that. What do you think it is? It's got to be colonial, baby. Ring up like a 78. Probably a KG3. I mean, sometimes KG2s, they circulated, you know, well into the... There's going to be some better detail on this. See what that is? I don't know. Yep, I can see a bust right there. It's hard to see in the light. Can you see the guy? Can you see KG3 facing to the right there? And then if you flip it over, it's Britannia on the back. It's having a hard time focusing, and it is a little corroded. I'll have to do some cleaning up on that. But it looks interesting though, because it looks like it's got a number on it right here. Look at that, like a number 2. See that? I'm going to see if I can clean that up and get a better shot for you guys. That's an interesting find. It's a colonial copper, but maybe it's been stamped or something. On to the next. Well, folks, getting ready to head out here the next 15, 20 minutes. I decided to go crosswise and grid the area. The cellar, the old foundation is right there. It's just a hump in the field, and I was lucky I walked right upon it earlier today. So I'm just kind of going up and down the rows this way, and dug a few more buttons. Had a couple of high tones that ended up being lead and a buckle. So I thought about live digging this one, but I was, you know, you're never positive, and that's always a pain when you're on your own and don't have a tripod. But I got a copper right in there, and it rang up like an 84. And so, you know, you never want to call it. But usually those are drape busts if they're American. So let's see what we got here. Or maybe, no, actually it's going to be a Matron. Look at that. Matron had large in an early one too. So probably 18 teens. Let me rub it off just a little bit. It's pretty worn. The soil isn't the best of these coins out here. I mean, the tombacks come out great, but they don't rust. You got 1 cent on the back, and you turn it over, and there's your Matron. And let's see if I can get a date on that. I probably will. It looks like 1812. 1812. Oh, it can't be 1812 because that'd be a classic head. It's got to be 1822. Or the 2 is one of the 20s dates. Maybe it's an 1820s. I will have to clean that up. Now that I look at it a little bit better, I think it's an 1820s something. But heck, still a great find. Let's see if we can cover on a few more things here. I'm almost out of here. On to the next.